Let's bring in Republican Congressman from Nebraska, that is, and member of the House Financial Services Committee. Congressman, let's talk just a little bit here about your reaction to this hit and this idea that the rich should pay more even in localities. Good idea, bad idea? And tell us about your reaction to the NYC candidate for mayor, Zohran Mamdani.
Well, first of all, anytime you've got a candidate in the biggest city, one of our biggest cities, New York, and he's talking about government-run grocery stores, I mean, that's like a gift falling out of the sky for the Republican Party. This is where the Democrats are going. This is where the left is pulling them. They want government-run grocery stores. They want universal health care, but they don't want to pay for it. Someone else is going to always pay for everything. And I think it's interesting, in the higher income neighborhoods of New York, this guy is the one getting all the votes. In the lower income Democratic neighborhoods of New York, Mr. Cuomo is getting those votes. What does that say about where people living paycheck to paycheck have to think about government-run grocery stores? That's why the Republican Party is the party of the working class in America. Our message is resonating. The far left is not. And this will not end well for New York if that's their choice.
I think it's crazy that Zohran Mamdani wants to open grocery stores. That is the most competitive business imaginable with very narrow margins. The idea that the government can do that successfully, I'm not buying it. Let's move on, though, to your town hall. It went viral after you were booed for defending the One Big Beautiful Bill and saying that able-bodied young people who refuse to work should not be given free health care. Take a listen to this.
When you look at the bill, this was a middle-class tax cut. This bill is a middle-class tax cut. If you choose not to work, you do not get free health care. You do not get free health care. So here's a question. Do you think that people who are 28 years old that can work and refuse to work should get free health care?
Holy cow. That's amazing. What's the response since then, Congressman?
Well, I can tell you that a great majority of Nebraskans do not agree with the folks that were in that crowd. These are the same people that have been at all three of my town halls. This has been their mission to disrupt. You know, by and large, what I hear from Republicans and Democrats on the streets of my district, they say, first of all, thank you for standing in the town square. Thank you for explaining the way you voted and why you voted. And then they say, we're sorry you had to deal with that. And I say, hey, this is America. Everybody has their right to express themselves. That's what makes this country great. But more than anything, because of the attention this town hall got, everyday Nebraskans, they say, we understand, we're with you, we support you. If you're an able-bodied 28-year-old, you have to work. And if you expect free health care, get a job. I mean, we're saying, you know, that's so basic here in Nebraska, and it should be basic in every state. It's not basic in a lot of these more blue states.
No, it's not basic at all. And I think the idea is actually kind of catching fire in other parts of the country. A lot of people here in New York City think this idea does not resonate in other parts of the country, but it clearly does. What's it going to take for the Republican Party to explain why democracy and capital markets are better?
Well, I think 2026 is going to be the high watermark for this era of government because you're going to have the extension of the Trump tax cuts. You're going to have the no tax on tips. We're going to give the president another few months to finalize these trade deals. Our greatest days are ahead. The golden age of America is ahead. 2026 is going to be a fantastic year for families, for businesses, for job creation, for bringing down inflation. And we will have the best messaging for the midterms when people look at where our numbers are coming into this next election.
Let's see. I got to get you to, because you're a member of the Financial Services Committee, I got to get you to Jerome Powell. He's going to speak next week at Jackson Hole. What would you like to hear him say? What does he absolutely need to address?
Well, the Fed chairman, he's been very reserved about the state of the American economy. So what I want to hear from him is some recognition of how strong our economy is right now. The Trump administration, they remain committed to bringing costs down for the American people. And the economic data suggests that the economy is, in fact, growing. Consumer prices remain muted and workers' real wages are increasing. So even the Treasury Secretary is saying that. So that's what I want to hear from the Fed chairman. I think the markets need to hear it. Americans need to hear it. We're going in the right direction. And I think if the Fed chairman can simply acknowledge that, I think it goes a long way.
Well, all eyes will be on that meeting, Congressman. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me on.